Learning Korean vocab, it can feel like you're staring up at this giant, endless mountain, right? But what if I told you there's a secret, a trick that's been hiding in plain sight the whole time, a way to understand words you've never even seen before? Well, today, we're going to unlock it. And look, this isn't just about saving a little time. This is about completely changing the way you think about learning Korean. Instead of just trying to memorize endless lists of words, you're going to start seeing the logic inside the words themselves. You'll be able to decode new vocabulary, like instantly. It is an absolute game changer. So, what's the secret? It's this. Stop thinking of Korean words as these separate things you have to memorize one by one. I want you to start thinking of them as word blocks. Seriously. Think of them like Lego bricks. Each one is a simple individual piece. But once you figure out how they connect, oh man, you can build almost anything. We're not just memorizing anymore, folks. We're building. And it's basically this super simple 4-step process that you'll be doing in your head in like 2 seconds. So instead of getting all intimidated by some long, scary-looking word, you're just going to scan it, spot the little blocks you already know, and then piece together the meaning. It's like being a word detective. Sound good? Okay, let's put it to the test. All right, let's dive in and build our very first word. Get ready for that aha moment, because I promise it's coming. Okay, so here are our first 2 building blocks. They're super common. First up, we have 물, which means water. And then we have gogi, which means meat. Simple enough, right? Water and meat. Got it? Awesome. Now let's see what happens when we snap them together. So if we take those 2 blocks and just click them together, we get water, meat. What do you think that is? I mean, what kind of meat lives in the water? You got it. It's fish. bulgigi, bulgogi. It's literally water meat. And see what just happened there? You didn't memorize a 3rd word. Nope. You figured it out. You built it from the pieces you already had. How cool is that? Okay, let's do another one. All right, next set of blocks coming at you. First, we've got noon, which is snow. And we're going to pair that with saram, which means person. So, snow and person. Okay, you know the drill. What happens when we put those together? What's a snow person? A snowman, of course. 눈사람, 눈사람. See? You're already getting the hang of this. It's this simple logic that is the key to everything. Now, let's take this up a notch and see how just one of these blocks can unlock a whole menu of words. And honestly, Korean food is the perfect place to see this in action. I mean, who doesn't love Korean food? You'll see that a single ingredient block can be the foundation for so many different dishes. Let's take the word block bap, bap. This just means rice, but it's also used to mean meal. It's a cornerstone word. Now watch this. If you combine it with 아침, which means morning, you get 아침밥, morning meal, or breakfast. Do the same with 저녁, evening, and you get 저녁밥, dinner. Even famous dishes you probably know follow this rule. Add bibim, which means mixed, and what do you get? Bibimbap. Add kim, which is seaweed, and you get kimbap. See? You learned 1 block, bap, and you just unlocked 4 different words. Okay, here's another super famous one you'll definitely recognize. Our first block is 불, which means fire. And let's bring back an old friend, 고기, which, if you remember, means meat. So you put them together and bulgogi. It's literally fire meat, meat cooked over a fire. And all of a sudden, the name of the dish isn't just some random word you have to memorize. It's actually a description of how it's made. It just makes sense. Okay, so far we've been combining pretty simple nouns, right? Meat, water, snow. Now it's time to level up. We're about to add what I like to call power blocks. These are words that act kind of like suffixes, and they let you create whole categories of new words. This is where it gets really powerful. Okay, let's check out these new power blocks. We've got one for a place, 기 for a machine, and 실 for a room. Let's really dig into 기, the one for machine. You will see this one everywhere. Seriously, once you know this little block, a ton of other words will suddenly make perfect sense. Just watch how useful this machine block, 기, is. Okay, let's start with the word for to fly, which is 비행. You add our machine block, 기, and you get 비행기, a flying machine, an airplane. How about a washing machine? Well, the word for wash is 세탁. Add 기 to that, and you get 세탁기, a washing machine. It works for an air conditioner too. That's a machine that makes a room cold, so 냉방기. The big takeaway here is that just knowing that one tiny block key means machine lets you instantly figure out what tons of different devices do. All right, let's try another one of those power blocks. This time we'll use one, which means a place or a garden, and we're going to combine it with the word for animal, which is 동물. So you put animal and place together, and what do you get? 동물원, an animal place. A zoo. I mean, isn't that great? The logic is just so simple and consistent. Okay, you've totally mastered two-block words. So for our final challenge, let's really push this system to its limits. Let's see what happens when we combine not two, but three blocks to build something even more complex. Yeah, that's right. Some words are built with three blocks. And this is where you really go from just understanding words to feeling like you're cracking a code. The best part is, the logic is exactly the same. We're just adding one more piece to the puzzle. Let's take a look at the word for thermometer. 체온계, 체온계. Looks complicated, right? But it's not. Let's just break it down. The first block, 체, means body. The second one, 온, means temperature. And that third block, 계, means to measure or a measuring device. So you put it all together, a body temperature measuring device. A thermometer. Three simple blocks creating one perfectly logical complex word. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that long Korean words aren't scary. They're not something to be afraid of. They're puzzles just waiting to be solved. You just have to start looking for the little blocks you already know, combine their meanings, and you can decode almost anything. This really does change everything. You're not just memorizing anymore. You are a problem solver. So from now on, whenever you see a long Korean word, I want you to do something different. Don't just stare at it, scan it. Look for the blocks hidden inside. And remember, every new word you learn isn't just one more thing to memorize. It's a new building block you can use to understand even more words. So the only question left is, what new word blocks will you discover next?